Hi, it's Jeff Goldberg, your sales coach, helping you sell your way out of this COVID mess. So let's say you're actually doing pretty well. You're getting some appointments and you're having conversations with prospects, but they often end up with, gee, Jeff, sounds good, but I need to think it over. How do you handle that? So here's how I handle it. The first thing you have to do is understand that it's reasonable for somebody to want to think it over. This could be the first time they heard your pricing or your offer, in fact, and it's reasonable to want to think things over and not make a snap decision. However, if we take that as real every single time as salespeople, we aren't going to close much business. So when somebody tells me they want to think it over, this would be my response. Let's say I was talking to somebody named Sue, and she just told me, gee, Jeff, really sounds great, but I need to think it over. My response would be this: Sue, I can certainly appreciate that. And in my almost 48 years of selling, when somebody like yourself tells me they need to think it over, it typically means one of two things. The first one is that you really need to think it over because there are some unanswered questions, which means I didn't do my job properly. I haven't answered every question. I haven't addressed every concern. So if that's the case, why don't you just go ahead and ask me whatever questions are on your mind? I'll certainly answer them for you. And then I'm going to ask you how long you need to consider those things. How long do you need to think it over? And Sue, if you tell me you need a week, I'm not going to call you for a week. If you tell me you need a month, I'm not going to call you for a month. In fact, Sue, if you said you need a year to think it over, which would be a little bit far-fetched, but if you told me you need a year, I won't call you for a year, I promise. By the way, Sue, in my experience, that's about the 3% probability. The 97% probability, Sue, is that you've already decided that we're not going to do business, but you just don't want to say so to me because either you think I'll argue with you, which I won't, or you might think it might hurt my feelings, which I promise you it won't. In fact, if you've decided we're not going to do business, but you just don't want to say so, I'd certainly appreciate it if you just tell me right now, because here's what's going to happen. If you tell me that you've chosen to not do business with me, I'm going to say, I'm glad we invested this time together. If you ever change your mind, please feel free to reach out to me because I would love to do business with you. I'm going to ask you if you know anybody that I should be speaking with that might be interested in my services right now, and then I'm going to leave you. That's about the 97% probability. So, Sue, let me ask you this. Is it really number two? Have you really decided we're not going to do business? And then I simply shut up and wait for the answer. And you'd be surprised at how many times somebody will get a sheepish look on their face and go, yeah, Jeff, it's really number two. We're not going to do business right now. And in that case, I do exactly what I said I was going to do. I told them I'm glad we could invest this time together. I asked them if they know anybody else who might want to be interested in speaking with me. I let them know if they ever change their mind, I'd be happy to speak with them again. And then I leave skid marks in their driveway getting out because I need to go deal with prospects that might actually do business with me. And as we all know, the more prospects I see, the greater the chances of finding somebody who wants to choose to do business with me. So think it over. You need to have a better response than, okay, go ahead. As always, if I can be of service, please give me a call at 516-608-4136. It's always my pleasure to help. And remember, sales is a game of making things happen. So get out there and make sales happen.